So the first of this afternoon's activities we've called Sketching the Design, and there's two parts to this. First, I'm going to lead introducing you to a representation from the OULDI project called Course Map, and then Brock is going to take over in about half an hour and is going to introduce collaborative sketching approach, and we'll focus on technologies, on drawing and designing and conceptualising technologies we might use for MOOC. So this course map provides an at-a-glance overview of the course or module, or in this case the MOOC, across 4 dimensions. And it comes out of the OULDI project, which is underpinned by 3 principles. The first is the use of representational frameworks of the curriculum, so different ways of representing the curriculum. And the OULDI project has 5, but we recognise there are many more that might be pulled in to the design process at any time that reveal different aspects of the curriculum to focus on. The second is the development of mechanisms to encourage the sharing and discussing of learning and teaching ideas. And we've developed CloudWorks for that, but also a series of workshop templates to support creative discussion and dialogue around the design process. And thirdly, the development of conceptual tools to help guide the decision-making process. And I brought today an example of those, which is in a box, looks like this on your tables. And I'll tell you what those are in a sec. So the course map reveals the curriculum from a student perspective or a participant perspective, focusing on 4 aspects of the curriculum, and those are the guidance and support, content and activities, communication and collaboration, and reflection and demonstration. And I was really interested in the discussion this morning around the tensions between guidance and support. So whether students will guide themselves through the materials and the experience, or whether we're responsible for providing a pathway, and how we might offer support in this quite complex environment, and the tension between that and the communication and collaboration. So how will students participants learn and develop new understandings together, or will we see them as individuals? So I think I'd be really interested to see how that kind of develops through this activity. The other aspects, content and activities, is kind of around what size, shape, format activities might be in, and Yushe was talking about a series of perhaps 10-minute activities that we might kind of string together as a possible suggested pathway. I don't know. And reflection and demonstration, which again I think will reveal some of the differences in the underpinning assumptions we have about what this MOOC will look like. I know that Diana wrote a really interesting post on CloudWorks a couple of weeks ago about, for example, how students will demonstrate their learning, whether they do so, whether we can create a MOOC which kind of hangs together, and whether the assessment can help it hang together as a whole course rather than a series of separate learning events. The cards that I've given you, we've called the course aspects or course features facilitation cards, and all they have is a series of different things that you might consider, different features that might be considered as part of your curriculum. And they include some tools and resources, but they also include some pedagogical approaches. The purpose of the cards, and we've included some blank jokers in there as well, so if there's anything missing, and there's likely to be, given that a MOOC is so different to other types of courses these might be used for. The purpose of the cards is to help mediate some early discussions around design, to make implicit some of the hunches about the core features. And I think some of those have started to emerge this morning about what people believe our role is in this MOOC and what the role of the student is. It reveals how far there is a shared consensus about what the course will be like and where the differences are across the team, and stimulates thinking about new, for the designer tools and approaches that we could use. And hopefully by the end of this activity, we'll be able to produce a sketchy overview of some of the core features of this MOOC. So this first part of the activity, 10 minutes, I would like you in your teams to really quickly sift through those 50 cards and sort them into 3 piles. The first pile is, yes, we agree that it's a core feature of the MOOC. Yes, possibly, but it's not a core feature. No, not relevant at all. Agree on no more than 12 cards that you and your team feel could describe the core features of the MOOC. And once agreed, sort those 12 cards into colour groups. Okay, so that random clock on the wall says 1/4 now. So we'll aim for 25 cards before we move on to